All right, so we know right now in the world, we have information overload, and it comes in the form of information itself, whether it's news, whether it's people's opinions, your friends' opinions, your family's opinions, and your own opinions. And they all circulate within us 24/7. And when we're interacting with all this news, we also feel things like we feel like happiness, but there's also, especially with everything that's going on in the world, we feel the fears, we feel the guilt, shames, because what can I do? Especially, a lot of you are sensitives and empaths. You will feel it. You feel like the need to, I need to be able to be of service. What can I do? And when you're not in the position to be able to do so, you're feeling like, oh, why am I not in that place to be able to give, right? There's that kind of push and pull sometimes. So it creates inner conflicts on top of, especially if you're an empath, you're feeling the collective fears, you're feeling everybody's experiences, is all good and bad. I just learned this. There's a new research that shows that our conscious brains is processing 10 to 60 bits of information per second. That doesn't mean anything to you. Look at the dot, that red dot. That is 60 bits of information per second. One dot, one word. Without your getting all that other informations, just that red dot, 60 bits of information, 1 second. And this is probably how many informations that you're getting it at any moment in the second, right? Coming from inside and outside. More likely like this. So we're actually processing a lot of information in a second from outside. Like right now, you're listening to me, you're getting something from outside. And at the same time, you're probably thinking about something that you haven't done, or you're seeing something on the screen. It's like, is that really this? Or like, well, that reminds me of that. Oh, wait a minute, Karen's lipstick is a little bit crooked, yada, yada, yada. So all these are coming through all at the same time in 1 second, which you're probably not always conscious, but it's there. So this creates, just imagine, from one dot to millions of it, it's an overstimulations. And then you're overanalyzing it, you're overthinking. Decision fatigue happen because you have to kind of be able to like, am I listening to this one? Am I listening to that one? At any moment, do I want to listen to this opinion? Do I want to listen to that opinion? Do I want to pick? If you're in a supermarket right now, you probably also realize there are 10 variations of cereals. Do I pick this one? Do I pick that one? Which one do I have to choose? Then you have to research. You have to look things up. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to always have to process all of this all at the same times. And then on top of that, because with that many information, you don't have the time to choose and do your research to analyze. You start to be worried about, am I making the right decision? Am I stepping in the right place? Did I say something right? Will I hurt somebody's feeling because I choose to believe in this one, and so on and so forth. Worries, anxiety, stress, and this is just life. Imagine if you're doing it professional work, if you're in the office, time. If we're not careful, this is a cycle that we have to go through in and out in our daily life, 24/7. No wonder we're in the society that's feeling tired all the time. And I'm hearing this from my clients. I'm just tired. I don't know what to do. I thought I was exercising. I'm eating right. I do all the right things. Still tired. Tired. I don't have any motivation. Done. And this, if you're not aware, creates some kind of addictions, escapism, TikTok, scrolling for an hour, going to, eating out all the time because, well, it makes me feel good, or shopping or window shoppings or whatever it is that take you out moment from a moment of exhaustions. And then when we are not taking care of it, illness happen. And that's the part that I don't want people to get into because it is the cycle of it. Something that goes over and over and over and over again will tire the body, will tire the mind, just like tire itself, right? If you see a car's tire, if you don't take care of it, it will worn out, and next thing, you're gonna have an explosive tire. So what's the first thing that you have to do? You have to be willing to interrupt the cycle. Whenever you notice that, hey, this is happening, and this is not just when it's happening, but having the commitment and awareness to stop the cycle before it happened. Meaning, like, if the cycle itself has now become like a cycle that runs through our life without we're even conscious about it, wouldn't today be a good time to be aware of it and start to say, okay, I do not want this anymore. And this can start with a prompt of, do I want this? Do I want a life that is always tired, overwhelmed? Do I want to always be immersed in things that makes me feels like I'm being torn to many different places? Do I need to continue with this? And this is one question that I like to ask myself. What would life be like without this unnecessary worries and overwhelm and stress? Because if you're so in it, sometimes there's the like when I'm coaching my client, I ask, what do you want? And they were like, I don't know what I want, but I know that I don't want this, right? So now that we know that we don't want the worries, what would life be like? And this question, if you ask that many times to yourself, you'll start to have an imagination. What would life be like? Because sometimes it might feel like a brand new thing that we haven't experienced for a while because we're so in the cycle of stress and overwhelm, right? And what will it take for me to be at peace or whatever it is your value? Maybe it's happiness, joy, or ease, or grace, or freedom. What would it take for me to be at that place? What will be for me to be in a flow, be in my happy space, in a happy self? So keep asking these questions. Why I present this in questions? Because our mind works in a wonderful way. When you pose yourself a question, your subconscious mind wants to find an answer. Case in point, if anybody come to you, say your best friend, right? Oh my God, I just lost my purse. First thing that you want to offer is like solutions, like what can I do? Where was it the last time that you see it? Um, can we go back there? It's like you're like physically and subconsciously, you're already there wanting to find solution. So use that to also trigger the response to find the solutions from within by asking the questions. And of course, asking the right question will give you the right answer. And then from stopping and being aware and asking that questions, what can you do in your day to day to create the space for you to take a break? To take a break in a real sense because we want to break the cycle, right? And the question is like, have you ever had a great idea when you're in shower, cooking, or holiday, you're doing nothing? Majority of my clients will be like, of course, it's so crazy. I just had the best idea for my projects when I was walking my dog. Or like when they're in a holiday and they're with their spouse and then suddenly the conversation take off to something that like we need to plan A, B, C, D, E. And sometimes they're like, oh my God, I don't want to be thinking about that. I'm in a holiday, but okay, oh well, yes, all right, I got the ideas. So a lot of downloads happen when we're actually in a space of relaxation, when a space of resting, when a space that we take off the mental um, overwhelm with the mental chatters away and just immerse yourself into something that makes you feel good. I put shower in the on the top because something that my one of my mentor told me about taking a shower. It's not only that when you're stepping into the shower, you are allowing the water to wash away the things, energetically washing away the things that you've been carrying throughout the day, allowing your energetic body to also feel like, okay, now I can just let it go. The ritual shower itself, when you lather yourself, you're touching yourself. You're putting your hand into your head. You're putting your hands on your body. You're actually touching your body. It's a sensory that gives you that sense of coming back to yourself. And it's been proven in many scientific methods. That's why if you have been following any embodiment coach, um, therapeutic, there's a lot of therapies now that is teaching you to kind of like give yourself a hug, or do an exercises. Because the idea is as simple as you touching yourself, it gives that energy back into you and it makes you and soothe you. And when you're actually touching or rubbing yourself, you can just right now close your eyes and touch yourself, or just rubbing it as like gently as possible. Give it like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You start to notice that suddenly whatever it is that in your mind starting to quiet down, and you give it more time. And just like that, the energy starting to be more gentle, and then it quiets. It's as simple as that. But we don't do it until we get into shower. So imagine, I put it there just so that you remember. Oh, shower. Yes. You can take shower, of course, but you can also do the little gentle thing, whether it's you massaging yourself, just like rubbing yourself. It's like, oh, okay, there's some knot here. Let me just rub myself. Or just as easy as like that, okay, I just need to come back and I don't want people to see me as being weird. So I'm just gonna like rub my hand or maybe do this, squeezing my hand. And if you have time, this is something that I really love doing when nobody's looking, to like gently pat myself on the cheek and around the neck. Why? When you see a little boy, like little baby, what would you do? Or you see your pet, if you have a dog or your cat, what would you do? You will want to rub them in here, right? Or like, oh, you're so cute. And you're like rubbing their cheeks. And what the response that you get when you do that? They all smile, they become so calm, they're like happy. And then you wonder, like, why don't you do it yourself? And okay, you might think this is weird, but this is actually scientifically proven as well. And people have been using this in therapy. Just by cupping yourself right here, right here, it gives you and brings you back into that centeredness that you can actually quiet down your thoughts and your mind. As simple as that. If any of you have been studying Reiki, that is one of the spot that you place your hands to calm your client's mind. So this is also an energetic point that you can use if you're not an energy healer. Now you know one tips of being an energy healer to quiet your client, to quiet anyone. Anyone who's freaking out, anyone's like maybe your spouse or your children, your hand around here will quiet their mind. It will reduce the intensity of their emotions. It will reduce the intensity of the hysteria or the panic. Okay. Now, so when you rest, what will happen? Like when you're taking shower, when you're going on a walk, when you're on a vacation, naturally, what like I said, ooh, what happened here? What people have been saying is that you originally born with the solutions that you need. Your mind, your body will come up with the answers, what it is that you need to do. I don't know what happened and my presentation here. Okay, weird. Let me just move this through. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, respirations. Okay, here, emotion. And when you think you have everything, technology said otherwise. Okay, rest and touch. So this is one thing that you can remember. When I said rest, you can also remember what you can do in just an easy few seconds. I would say at least 1 minute to do. Breath. Remember to come back to your breath. Because if, say, for example, you're busy, you don't have any, like, I don't have any vacation times. I'm busy. I'm professional. I'm an entrepreneur. And like I said, breaking the cycle doesn't, breaking the cycle does not require you to make a big step and like block yourself from being productive as well. Stopping it have to fit into your daily life and it needs to be fast because we all are high achievers. We want to do things. We have so many things going on. And time seems to be, if please correct me if I'm wrong, time seems to be moving in the speed of light this day. I don't know why, but seems like a year just gone by like a few months. And we need to be able to catch our breath in the middle of all of this. So taking a breath, I have like I always, my go-to is the box breath, taking five deep inhalation, hold it for five, and then exhale for five, and then hold for five. And we're gonna do it together after this. And then we need to see and feel, and be aware where is our emotions. Emotions is energy in motion. So it's our own energy. Are we feeling depleted? We're feeling and we're feeling vital, good about it, good in our energy. And I'm going to show you one work practice that I do. It's called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Very easy. What I like about it is because it works with the meridian. And when you do it, it's not only is giving you that rejuvenations in a very short time, but it also will make you healthy because you're tapping in and opening up the meridian center in your body. If you're not familiar with the meridians, like the chakra system in the yoga traditions. Spirituality. What can we do if you have been in the spirituality business or business, not business, but in a spiritual journey, whether you're believing in the old traditional religions or you're in the spirituality context that we're now in with the metaphysics and everything like that, this is where you want to connect. If things get so overwhelming, ask for your guides for help. This is something that we've learned so many things, but the one tips that I always remember, your guide is always here at every moment. So even if you're in the loop in your own head, ask your guide, say, hey guides, spirit guide, help me. I'm in this loop that I cannot take away. Intervene for me, please. Bring me peace that I need. And just allow them to bring that for you so that you don't always feel like you're alone and it's like, but this is too much for me to figure it out. Take the break, rest in the spirits, ask for their help. If you're into prayer, do your prayers. If you're into mantra, chant your mantra, but connect to the spirits, connect to the divine to help. And then T is touch. Like I mentioned, we are a feeling, touch and feeling being. We still have this physical present, and we often forget because we're so busy in our mental space that our body is where a lot of the things that's running through. So the touch will give us that soothing, that calming, that centeredness that we need. Why rest is important and why it will also create solutions for us because our unconscious part of the brain process time 11 million bit of information per second. So when we're doing this, as I'm talking to you and you're absorbing information from me, you're using your conscious brain. But when you're resting, your conscious area of the brain is quiet. The unconscious part of it has a processing power that is way faster than you can even imagine. Okay? That's why suddenly, when you drop into that rest and relaxation place, you got insights, boop, you got ideas, boop, you got like, oh, make a laugh, boop, you have everything that you need. So that's why I really implore you to use the rest. Yeah, come back to your breath, come back into your energy, noticing where you are. What can we improve in this moment? And then spirit, can I ask for spirit? Connect to the to divine, connect to God, connect to your own divinity in this case, right? And touch is it's like one and things that you can intercept right away. Because once you're in that moment, in that place where you suddenly get all these ideas and insights and solutions, and you're feeling more in alignment, meaning like you're not out of breath, you're not like rush. You're not trying to decide so many things all at once. You can be in the place where, okay, this is what's important for me. And this is where your logic can come back into place, because logic cannot, like I said, like your conscious mind can only process 60 bits per second. Your logic, when you're finally relaxed, when you only have a few things in front of you to work with, then can say, this is important for me. Oh yeah, this is going to make me be better at my work. This is going to make my business run better. This is going to make myself be better as a better person for my husband, my children, whoever they are. And when I'm doing this, I'm actually at service of others. I'm not like trying to like just fighting it for myself, because I know a lot of you are heart-centered people who always want to help to others. So, but you need to also know your boundaries so you can do that is authentic with you, so you're not exhausted as well. So when you're in that place, when you finally get the insights that you need, then you can determine, this is for me, this is not for me, this is good, this is not good. And then where do I need support to be able to still be at service with others and still do the things that I need and want. I don't know why, but my presentation today just does not. It was pretty before, okay? I don't know why it's crooked now. All right, as promised, and I'm just gonna catch my time. Okay, I am running out of time, but all right, I'm still gonna deliver this because this is important. All right, so what happened here? There you go. 2025. We are in the tunnel of transformations. I know a lot of astrologer, if you've already been listening on YouTube, everybody's saying the same. I'm just going to reiterate a very simple way. We have technology right now on our side that is moving at the speed of light. So the things that we're so comfortable in doing that has been challenging us, that we've been asking for things to be better, will get answered in way of technology, in way of system, in way of like the way that our reality will work will suddenly happening. But we will, as humans, because it's just part of our evolutions, right? When suddenly you are finding yourself with the new technology, with things changing, even though it's for the better, the first thing that we're gonna feel is like, oh my God, no, this is too fast. No, this is too much. Or something within us is gonna resist. So imagine if you resisting it, there are, I don't know how many billion people are in the world right now. Everybody's experiencing the same thing. So yes, there's a speed of growth of things becoming better, maybe way too fast, because of course we're never going to be ready with technology as the way it is. Imagine, if you live long enough as I have, we came from no cell phone to having a cell phone to smartphone within maybe what, 20 years? From no computer to now having computer everywhere and connecting into the web and connecting into the internet in that split of second, happening the last 15, 20 years. And the speed gets faster and faster, and especially now we have a quantum technology as well. So as we're going through all the speed, one, we have to work with that resistance. We have to start creating comfort within ourselves that allow us to be adaptable with the change, at the same time not overwhelming ourselves with it. Because yes, it will come in our face and it's like, oh no, what am I supposed to do with it? Again, put that break, rest. What's this rest for? Okay, what is this? Is this important from you in the moment? Come back to yourself, noticing what is important, what's not important. Is this going to enable me or is this going to overwhelm me? That needs to happen from moment to moment, creating that comfort so that you're not always kind of like, oh my God, I'm freaking out over here, I'm freaking out over there, and then you're forgetting this and forgetting that. But being able to center yourself from moment to moment means that comfort, because your comfort cannot be from what you feel or what you have probably experienced in the past. Like for me, my comfort is being able to maybe take vacations, and every so and maybe every quarter. But the way that things are evolving with my business, maybe I cannot afford to be vacationing that often, especially with inflation right now. I need to be able to not be able to do that in this year. But where can I find that comfort within myself? Where can I replace that comfort with something that I can still have that rest that I need, that unplugging that I need, but in a place that is in close vicinity with me, that doesn't require me to really like go back and forth or do a stretching time to obtain it. And this will bring, of course, with any changes, with any evolutions, when we're going through change as big like this, there's that moment of um nostalgia, right? Oh, the past is so good. I wish I can go back like that. And we're gonna experience that even within this year alone, because if I don't know if anybody here is very familiar with astrology, but there's a lot of movement of the big planets kind of highlight why this year is a big transformation year for the collective. So this few planets are actually going to be moving in and out of signs that signify with the releasing of the old and embracing the new several times within this year. It's not joke. Like it makes that feeling of a groundhog. Like one day you feel like, oh, we're in a new energy, we're in a new place. Yes, let's go get it. And then suddenly it's like it goes back into like, but the old is still here. And it does makes you feel good. And then you're like, oh, okay, so we're not there yet. So, okay, we can go back into our old way. But then it goes back again and then goes in again. And it's like one confusing year this year. So don't be fooled when this is happening, especially if you continue putting your energy into the past of like, ah, past is so good. I want to go back there. I want to still be in that place. That's when the energy that wants to push through 2025 with all the newness that it wants to bring, it's gonna give you that brick wall of like you're hitting that wall over and over again. The astrology, the horoscope, the energy that is prevalent in this year is the Pisces energy and Aquarius energy. It's water and air, and then moving into fire. And as you just see the element itself, air, water, fire, these are not what's the word of it? Concrete energy, not like earth. Earth you can see like this, right? Something that you can grab hold, something physical, something that's stuck together, something that is like rigid. This is of the energy of fire, water, and air. It flows. It wants to take space. It will go anywhere and adapt to any space and locations and shape. So that is 2025 is like. It's wanting you to flow with the energy. Okay? Because the collective is trying to find its new identity. Because that's where we're heading into. And unfortunately, with all these changes, because there used to be like last few years, there's a lot of that earth energy with us. And I would be so happy to explain it, but that's not the intention of this presentation. We're now sort of kind of like have to detach ourselves, free ourselves from that rigidity into something that more of like flowy water, air, like flowing and adapting. Okay. So yes, there's going to be an increased stress. People are going to freak out because things are not going to be the same way and changes again moving so fast. So that's why I feel like the more that we are aware of mental health issues, the better that prepared we are. And I'm happy that you're here so that you are aware of it, that you can help yourself so that you can help others. Okay, what is needed in 2025? Compassions, because everybody is going through this. You, me, everyone in the world. We have to be compassionate with ourselves because changes is hard. Change is hard. I have to acknowledge it's not so easy. Adapting to new things is not easy, and we have to really be compassionate with ourselves, not beating ourselves up, not being judgmental with ourselves, not feeling guilty and shameful and whatnot. That's why I really want this work to happen for all of us. Spirituality, connecting to the higher realm, higher power. It's very important because there's nothing else that can make sense of what's going on in the world if we're not connected to something that's higher and bigger than us. So spirituality is key in 2025. Seeing the blessing and abundance of all of this messiness that we're going to experience is also another thing that we need to pay attention, because the the external is going to be really loud with all the negatives, with like, oh, we're going this, and we've experienced it. We've seen the wars, we've seen the the dissatisfaction that we have with the government and this and that, all the negatives. But as a spiritual person, because you're here in my group, knows that there's always blessing at any moment. And finding that comfort within requires us to see the blessing from moment to moment and be truly aligned with your purpose. This is a year that you can, if you've been searching for a while, this is the year that you can finally be in that. Now I get it. Why I've been searching all of this all my life. Now I know what my purpose is. And because you're so connected with that purpose, you're going to start meeting and collaborating with your soul sisters and brothers. So 2025, it's important that you know who you are, being aligned, what you do, what you think, what you say, everything that you're immersing yourself in alignment with who you are. Authenticity is very important because with that, you're going to start magnetizing your soul sister and brothers, your project, your collaboration, your abundance, and be able to deprogram again. The comfort needs to be adapting. And to be able to adapt to the new comfort, you need to let go a lot of the past beliefs, structures, way of thinking, uh, even including your karma, the things that you carry through in your DNA from your parents, from your lineage, all that needs to be deprogrammed. That will give you some easiness and that magnetizing power in 2025. And of course, being able to deepen your spiritual practice. Okay. And I know I've given you a lot, and I know it's supposed to be an hour, so I'm just going to give you a fair warning that this is going to be going over time. So I want to give you that practice, the rest, right? First, the breathing, emotions, spirituality, and the touch. And with the breathing, the box breathing, this is what I would do whenever something triggers me and I catch myself like, oh, I'm getting triggered. For example, I have this trigger of a house guest. I have a family now staying. And sometimes with families, we have our own issues, right? That, oh, they're not putting the shoes in the right place, or I can't believe he or she says this things. So in that moment when I get triggered and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oops, okay, I'm there. So I'm gonna just take a really deep breath and I'm gonna hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold again in the bottom 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now another deep breath 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold again on the top 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out 4, 3, 2, 1. And I do that several times. I even count out loud because counting it bring my focus back into the present moment instead of allowing the focus to be out there. So breathing in, breathing out, counting it, that at least bring the focus back in. And then when it gets very intense still, what I would do in an additional to the breathing, I would squeeze my neck and shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale out. And I shake it all off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hold for a minute for 5 count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And when I inhale, I squeeze my shoulders and my neck again. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I hold there. 3, 2, 1. And then I let go. Continue with the cycle. So that's breathing and a little bit of touch or like body movement, because when you do that several times, you start to notice, the neck tensions, the shoulder tensions also loosen up. Okay. And then emotions. All right, so anybody who's new to EFT or emotional freedom technique, the points are the karate chop right here. So there's point here, especially if you have if even if you're just kind of like, I'm feeling a little tired or you have a headache, this point helps to kind of like loosen or like open a channel. I forgot what the meridian is on this one. Either the liver or the digestions, but like you will feel it. Like there's some like an area here that when you push it, it's like, that's kind of sore, but it's good. It will release something emotionally. You might cry or you might feel it's like just a little bit more calm. Okay. So that's karate chop. That's usually the first one that we tap. And then we tap here on the top of our head. This open up the crown chakra. If you're also familiar with the yogic chakra system. And this is also a point here when you're needing something to need to calm your mind. This is a place that you can tap as well, especially if you have a lot of chatters. This is a one point. If you've been to an acupuncture and you ask this, they will be happy to give you because this will calm you so that then you can rest and relax throughout the acupuncture session. And then another, and then this one, two, three. Here, the forehead, again, with the proximity of here, is also just calming you and opening that centers. And if you want to Google, a lot of the channels in the face is actually a meridian center for the whole body. So that's why I said the emotional freedom technique is not only will calm you emotionally, but will also make you healthy. Okay. And then fourth is here on on the side of the eyes. Five is here underneath the eyes. And then underneath the nose, yeah, underneath here. And then one on the chin right here, just right up below the lips. And then here, this is the collarbone, just one fingers underneath the collarbone. And you'll feel it. There's like a little dent in there. And then the last one is here, which is your bra line, just right here, and you tap it. So there's an area there, especially if you've been doing a lot of work in front of the computer, and when you start to straighten yourself up and you feel it, there's a little bit of soreness in there too. So it's kind of nice to be able to just tap it and awaken the energy there too. So whenever you're feeling an emotion, you just tap here. You don't have to remember what you say, what to say. Just like what I do is I will mention first what the emotion is. For example, I'm feeling angry. I'm angry with this so and so. I'm really, really angry and I just want to experience and I just want to I yes, I want to let it go, but in this moment I just want to give myself permissions that it's okay for me to feel this anger. Because we don't want to just sweep the anger away out because whenever we feel emotions, the emotions when you try to push it away, that means you're actually repressing it, while emotions needs to just kind of like, okay, I'm a guest, I'm coming in, when I'm done I'm going out. And when a guest come in, what do we want to do to our guests? We acknowledge, hey, you were here. Okay, come in. Let's have some tea. And the tea that we're doing is us acknowledging it through this tapping. So we say, okay, I'm feeling and experiencing this anger. And I give myself permissions to be present with this anger. You don't even have to say that I'm allowing myself to feel it. No, you can just say, I'm allowing this anger to be present this moment. And I know, and yeah, just that. And I am safe. I'm safe to feel this anger, or I'm safe to be with this anger. This anger is just something that wants to pass through. And I acknowledge the anger to be here. And I know I am experiencing this because whatever it is, why the reasons that you experience it, and then tap into side and you say, okay, um, this person is doing this, and I know I am probably like overreacting, but I am feeling really angry. And I know it's safe for me to feel this anger. And I give myself permission to feel it right in this moment. And in fact, I want to feel it so that I can understand what it is, what is here. that can help me to become a better person, to be more gentle with myself, and just moving to wherever it is. I know I didn't really mention the point, but I hope you're following through. And then you can watch this video again. Um, and just kind of like the point here is to give yourself permission to say what you need to say, why you're experiencing this anger. And say it if you can't say it in the, I mean, you probably don't want to be angry, right? It's to the person right there and right in their face. But this is giving you a place to say what you need to say. Hey, so and so, I don't like you when you're doing that. And I can believe that you're actually saying that. But at the same time, I know this anger just wants to pass through because I am experiencing it and it's safe for me to experience it. And in fact, if you want to add, I'm feeling and experiencing this anger, and I know I can still love myself. In fact, I love myself even more, and I love myself even more. So continue tapping until you finish the whole process. And just by tapping alone, you might even experience it right now. Things started to shift, your energy starts to shift. If you have any emotions, I wish I have more time, but maybe I'll do another one of this where we going into one of these practices even in depth, and I can call out one of you, and then we can walk you through something that is going on, a situation that's going on with you at that moment, and you're gonna see the beauty of this practice. Okay, so we've had the breathing. We had the squeezing and the breathing. We tend to our emotions with the tapping. And then as we're doing that, maybe a little bit, starting to get a little bit more calm. Or if you want to kind of like use this individually, that's also great. And then the spirituality, like I mentioned, you just kind of close your eyes and say, okay, I'm connecting myself into my higher self. I'm connecting myself into my guides and allowing your guides to be present. Since we're in the season with air and water and fire. And fire symbolizes spirits. I like to, at any moment when I'm like, all right, I need to get centered here, I'm calling in my spirit. Like right now, it's already turned on, but I will just light up a candle, igniting the spirit, letting the spirits know, hey, I'm calling you here. Because the fire, when you're igniting a fire, it's almost kind of like you're activating spirit. Spirit comes. So that's one thing that I would, suggest or recommend to do is just lighting a candle and say, okay, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna center myself and I'm calling in my spirit guys and pray. Some people have done prayers like 30 days prayers at 3 o'clock. That has been been helpful for a lot of people. At 3 o'clock, at the same time every day, you bring in whatever it is that you're wanting helps from spirits, and just do that prayer every day. And that prayer alone has shifted ways of our mental space to kind of clear out, because in that moment when you're chanting or when you're repeating something and you're just connecting your spirit guides, you're allowing yourself to center yourself, your focus into one thing, and then all this overwhelm is starting to disappear. And in fact, my partner, my mentor, who is now become my project partner, gonna be doing a 30 days water alchemy intention, where we're going to marry intention work, which I kind of intention for me is almost kind of like prayer in a sense, with water alchemy, so that we're going to use water, because we're also going to be in the water season, to reprogram the water and use the water to hold our intention, to rejuvenate us, to shift our perspective, to transform our health and well-being through that. So it's intention and water alchemy. I'm going to start announcing it by the end of the week, if not next week. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be 30 days that we're going to be in the journey together. It's $47. And it's like very reasonable for a 1 month transformation that we know we're going to start opening things up so that we can be more present, more compassionate, more in tune and adaptable 2025. Okay, so REST, touch. And like I mentioned, the touch is as easy as like, I'm just going to do this for 10 seconds. And then if you can add in your breathing, it's gonna bring you back really quick. You can even do it in the car, right? Like when you're driving, you might not have your two hands, but you can do this, or you might like, all right, nobody's seeing this side because you're driving with this side, or if you're the passenger, you're just doing this, right? It's like, okay, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. So it's like with your breathing, you just reconnect with your body. One technique, one of the master hypnosis that I follow, have this technique called heavening. And in there, what you do is it's almost kind of like you're giving yourself a hug, but you put your hands on the top of your shoulders, like here, at the corner, right? And you start rubbing your upper hands. And science have proven there's a lot of what is it, neurons in on here. It's almost kind of like the nervous system. Nervous system runs here. That's why touching here, cupping here also calm you down. But if you cannot do that, you can also do it here. And it's a bigger space that you can also give that affirmation that you need. So for example, you're getting triggered. You're like, oh my God, this like for example, okay, I've been following the stock market. The stock market has been dropping like crazy, and I have some investment there, and I'm like, ah. Um, and when that come in, I'm like, okay, I'm experiencing this panic attack right now. I don't have real panic, but like real panic. That I'm seeing my investment dropping pretty significantly, and I'm experiencing, and it's okay. And I'm not even saying okay. I'm just like I keep doing this with my hands. I'm like I'm seeing this, I'm experiencing this, and then all of a sudden you're just kind of like okay, things are shifting, and I'm gonna like okay, now I'm gonna imagine myself walking in my favorite space, my favorite place. My favorite place is the beach. So I'm imagining myself walking on the beach. I'm facing myself, I'm imagining myself walking on the beach with my favorite person, with my favorite animal. And I have this horse that I have been connecting so much lately that always calm me down. And I just allow this imagination to arrive, to come as I continue putting the hands on my upper arm. And next thing that I'm imagining is like one significant time that I was at the happiest place, the most happy. I can't even say it, the happiest person, right? And sometimes when I'm imagining, I'll be like giggling or I'll be like smiling. And then all of that at the end, if you want to test it, just imagine, like for me, I can imagine my stock dropping 20% the other day. And you start to notice it won't trigger you as much as before. Because the idea here is that no two polarized energy or feeling can occupy at the same time within you. And you can actually transmute what looks like the opposite to be set. It's like our body works in a really kind of like weird way sometimes that when we're processing some information that we thought it would be something that is jarring or creating a panic within us, the body will not see it as it's going to be harmful or not harmful. It will only notice what the feeling that we bring into to us. So when we're seeing something and we're bringing a feeling of panic, that's what we're experiencing. But when we're actually replacing what we're seeing with something that, because when you do this, it calms you down, right? It brings you that sense of like, okay, it's actually nice. Suddenly, what you see will not trigger you so much because now we're putting a different sensation towards seeing that. Isn't that crazy? So that's a technique called havening that I like to use. Again, all of this, something that you can do at any moment. I know I'm throwing and giving you a lot of information, so I hope you go back into this video, even if you just want to look into this part, so that you can start doing it for yourself. And I would love to hear what you experience from it because I know it has changed my life. I
Oh, I
love
loved
this
it.
a
I love it
lot.
so much, Karen. Thank you so much. My goodness, you gave me so many gems. Is there, I usually don't ask for recordings, but there any way this is recorded or?
Yes, did I record this? I think I did. Yes.
Okay, all right.
I'm recording this and I'm gonna send it to you and
Oh,
anybody who sign up.
my
I'm also
goodness.
gonna post it. I'm doing this so then I can also create contents that I can put in YouTube because I feel like a lot more people
Yes.
needs to know this.
Ah, they
Yeah.
do.
So
And
yeah.
it's my life's mission. I what I've discovered is that at the core, if we remain as peaceful and calm and centered as possible as human beings, we can be like that around other people. It benefits humankind. It
Yes.
really does.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. All right, so I know I've been keeping you a while here, and I'm just gonna pull, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna share 5 more minutes of what I can also help you this year. Because like I mentioned, oh my God, this thing is really funky. All right, so this is perfect. 2025. One, to be able to remain adaptable, finding that comfort at any moment, right? You need to understand who you are. I don't like to use the word needs, but I feel like 2025, there's no other way. The more that we familiar ourselves with who we are, our vices, what always our stumbling block, what always triggers us, or what pulls us like, we want this, but like, but I can't do that. But we want this, I can do that. The more that you understand where you are, who you are, what is your strength, what is your weaknesses, what your challenges are, then 2025 is a level playing field for everyone. And the more that you are more aligned with who you truly are, the more authentic in what you say, what you do, what you deliver, you give out to the world. It's like you're this lighthouse that attract everyone to you. The key in 2025 is you don't force things to happen. You attract. You be receptive. That's why I mentioned spirituality is key 2025. The more that you are connected to the higher power, your higher self, that will bring you to a place where you are going to be really clicking to everything that you've been searching, whether it's purpose or it's like, I'm supposed to be doing something for the world. What is it? You'll be in that without forcing it.